when you read these things, you immediately identify with the guy. I do, Einstein. It's like, you're like, all right, we get it, a couple letters equal a couple numbers, like you're an asshole. Steve Jobs made an iPod, you're dead now, and all the money in the world couldn't save your pancreatic cancer, I don't give a fuck. Ted Kaczynski, I can mail a bomb to somebody, it's not a big deal. Tom Jefferson, a good guy, like freedom. And the trouble with reading biographies is that, like, for me, I end up, really identifying, and not only that, I excuse the flaws of the people. So, when I see Tom Jefferson, I say, yeah, he owned slaves. But I start making excuses while I'm reading, like, yeah, but I mean, like, he fucked them, It wasn't that bad. And I'm thinking, like, a slave is property. Like, I don't treat my chair that well. Like, if I'm jerking off and I come on it, maybe a week later I'll clean it up. Maybe. And that's property to me. And so I'm not trying to excuse slavery, I'm just trying to understand it. And I always use coasters on any piece of wood, even metal and glass. I feel like it's a karma thing. It's not the same thing. But it's easy, like, when you're identifying with Teddy Roosevelt, because it's like, oh, I could go to San Juan Hill and kill a Cuban guy, or whatever the fuck he did. I have a mustache. I don't have glasses, but I could be president. But it's a very different thing when you're reading an 800-page biography on Adolf Hitler, and by page 50 I'm thinking, he's got some ideas that, I don't know, I'm a Jew, so it's like already that kind of like self-loathing is like really gurgling, like an uncooked burger, and I'm just like, they're edgy ideas, but it's a final solution. But at least it's a solution. So, I'm getting through this book and I'm reading a lot about Hitler, and I find myself like, first of all, I'm going to tell you, I don't respect Nazis at all. Well, that's not true. I respect early Nazis, like the guys who were Nazis before it was cool. Like when they were like when they were the Nazis, like the Ramones playing in the garage. It's like, dude, this Hitler man, he's got some edgy shit. You heard him in a beer hall lately? Because when you talk about the late 30s, early 40s, by the time he's packing stadiums, anybody can be a fucking Nazi, okay? That to me doesn't show balls. Like Goering, not a good guy, good Nazi. And so, that happened. But my real big problem with all of this is that, like, I just, it's like late 44, and I haven't finished the book. I haven't read it for like a couple of months, because I don't want it to end, I know what the ending's going to be, but I'm kind of like, it's 44, and like, he can pull it out. He can really sneak past the goal. Like, Stalin's fucking him, obviously, little dickhead, so he's an asshole. And so I haven't read it, so like, please don't anybody give away the ending. Like, I don't. Speaking of the misunderstood, I've been thinking a lot about pirates lately, and I used to respect pirates, like, and not just the Pirates of the Caribbean, great guys, no question about it. Johnny Depp, whatever, and he's from Kentucky, you wouldn't know that, I think he was a fucking French hobo from 1884. But not a big deal, good actor, whatever, win an Oscar, or not. I really liked pirates for a while because, like, I like the idea that there are places in the world that are lawless. Like, to me, it's like, yeah, like, you can go to a place and they're gonna fucking kill you. They're not gonna, like, ask you questions like, hey, did you have a passport? Like, no, they're just gonna fucking kill you. So if you're a Swedish tourist, you're Somalia, you're going to die. And, part of the deal, sorry guys, but where the pirates kind of lost me was when they started siding with Al-Qaeda, like they had an alliance a couple weeks ago, and I don't like that. And it's not because I have a beef with Al-Qaeda, at all. I always preferred the Empire State Building to the Twin Towers anyway, so it didn't really matter to me. But my real problem is that, like, Al-Qaeda, to understand Al-Qaeda is like the U2 of terrorists, they're always, like, preaching their bullshit. There's like, yeah, like, it's all about the caliphate. Shut the fuck, just kill somebody, okay? Just fucking kill somebody. See, the pirates, they're motley crew. fucking broads, beers, doing drugs. They don't give a fuck. They just like doing it because they have good times. They love being pirates. And that's fucking awesome. And now they get co-opted by Bono, Osama bin Laden, who's telling us about Habitat for Humanity and Amnesty International. I don't give a fuck about that shit. I mean, I know it's great, but I don't want to hear that from my guys when I'm going to a concert. Play Sunday Bloody Sunday and shut your trap. And, I've always said this since he died earlier in the year, last year, if Bin Laden, if he had a parrot and a peg leg, he'd still be alive today. He'd still be cooking with gas. And the biggest problem with a guy like Bin Laden is that, he had the message. He really believed the stuff. But if you're a suicide bomber, how can you take a guy seriously who's never done it himself? It's the reason why, if you're a baseball fan, you can't really take a guy seriously when he's never played baseball. He's the manager, and like one of these guys, they're like, yeah, you got the Sbarro in Tel Aviv, all right, Ahmed? And I'm just like, pick up a bat, Osama. Like, when have you ever done this? She's like, no, but I believe in the cause. Like, shut up, shut up. So, speaking of dinosaurs, I went to the Natural History Museum about a year ago, and I really loved dinosaurs as a child. Not anymore. And the reason is, they always get, I feel like they get a free pass, and they have been long time, huh? Everyone's like, they're really big, and they were connected to birds, or whatever the fuck, But these idiots, these morons, they had what? 40 million years? Okay, that's a long time to do something. Maybe write a poem? Maybe build a bridge? How about a chest of drawers? How about one piece of fucking infrastructure? These assholes just pranced around like a bunch of fucking morons. And then you see the asteroid, and they're like, oh fuck, we've wasted millions of years. Yeah, you have. What did we do? We were fucking we couldn't even have a telephone, and then a couple years later, we're on the fucking moon. So anyone that breaks humans' balls, it's gonna offend me. Because I'm pro-human, anti-dinosaur. Right? I don't know about anybody, I know, and I apologize to any dinosaurs out here, but I would just like to say that's probably not all she wrote, because I went home to Jersey a couple of weeks ago, and I found myself, that's right, and I found myself in a position that I'm not normally in, not having masturbated in 36 hours. So I was very close to either a psychotic episode or a splitting headache. I didn't have access to a laptop, so that was great, imagination station. But instead I decided to do a little trip down memory lane, and I found an old Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. And I decided it was time to use it. So it was 8 years old, but whatever. And my one thought was, we always talk about our parents having sex and hearing them. How many times did my mom have to hear me jerk off in high school? Mom Oliver Mosier.